Breaking news: Strelkov, one Igor Girkin, is under arrest in Russia. And this is a big time Russian nationalist, war criminal, and a figure who he at least claims to have started pretty much the whole war. And this guy has been a big critic of Putin, basically how the war is being run. And this is basically he just looks at like the disaster that it is. And the thing about this guy Strelkov is that it shows how deluded a lot of these the people who are cheering on Russia, who think that they're Russia's some is fighting some, like, a really amazing war effort, is that this guy in Russia realizes that it's been anything but, and his criticisms have been basically that the Russians have not been fighting a very effective war. I was I was kind of shown I was kind of hit to this Strelkov guy early on. I was talking to this Russian on Telegram, and this Russian guy, he's pro-Russian. He basically wants Russia to win, but he just sees the war as like a joke. But I was talking to this guy to get kind of information on the demographics in Russia and what's going on, and but he told me a lot about Igor Girkin and Strelkov and their criticisms of the war, and it's just so night and day compared to the Putin cheerleader. But there are more serious people. I'm not saying Strelkov is a good guy. Or all his criticisms are valid. I disagree with a lot of what he's written. For instance, he's always saying that Russia should be hitting harder, be doing, but in a sense that it's to me, I don't think that they really can. But he's right that the war effort has been a joke. This is the guy responsible for shooting down the MH17 and all the people who are just flying on a plane and get shut down by these Russian separatist group. Um, Strelkov, even, I mean, is any amount of lunacy. I mean, he'll even pretend like the people who were on the plane were already dead. Like they put a passenger plane to trick the Russians into shooting down, killing all of these innocent people. They're already dead. They just made it look like that and so forth. But this guy's in jail now, and it's great. It's great to see Russians eating each other like this, and that the hardcore Russian nationalist is not living comfortably in Russia. That these people are being punished by their own rotten system, and that the lies. I mean, a lot of this guy Girkin Strelkov, he's being punished basically for telling the truth that Putin is, you know, his war effort has been a failure, and that for that he's going to jail. So say what you will, if you're a big Russia supporter, you think that maybe you could say better than Strelkov, or this guy also eschews a lot of the narrative that Westerners adopt, that that there was like Ukraine started the war. Strelkov for himself says he started the war, and that if he hadn't in 2014, he says nobody would have done anything. Nothing would have happened if it wasn't for his guys going in to lead these separatists and create all this trouble. Anyhow, this guy's in jail. He's a big Russian hero for a lot of Russian nationalists, and he's told a lot of things that are lies, but he's told a lot of things that are true. But he's getting punished for telling the true things. But I always say, anytime there's someone who's a big Russia cheerleader, I just think inferior. because they don't know any basics about military stuff. They don't know anything about war. They're commenting about things that they don't know. And really, anytime someone is just this wrong about Russia, just reject everything that they say, because they're not just wrong about one thing, they're wrong about everything. And so anything that they might have to say about nutrition or something, just throw it out, because this is a person that feeds you poison. So I always look at the kind of dissident in the dissident in America that says all this great stuff about Russia, but if you were a big Russia supporter, if you're a big Russia supporter and you have any kind of integrity or any kind of sense, you'd be more like Strelkov, because you'd be looking at Putin's war and you'd be like, this is all messed up. What you'd be like, what are you doing? This isn't how you conduct a war. So this would be, if there's any big Russia supporter or anyone who thinks Russia's great, they're going in to get the biolabs, you'd be more like Strelkov if you had any sense about you. But most of these people have no sense, and so they have no idea what's going on. And I even saw that freak Ian Chiang or whatever, and he was theorizing about it. And this guy has something like 600,000 more than that, and these are like dissident dissident voices or something that follow this guy, and he just has he's never even heard of this guy, and he suspects that maybe Putin has arrested him for a peace offering of some kind, like he's gonna, you know I don't know. He doesn't get what's going on. He's never heard of this guy. He's not a serious commentator of any stripe, and if you listen to people like that, it's because you're inferior as a person. Anyhow, great news. I hope Strelkov. Um, well, I hope he gets tortured under captivity, because it's about what he deserves. He's in a Russian jail, and his own people are persecuting him now for telling the truth, and it's exactly what you deserve when you support a rotten cause, and when you support a rotten regime and a rotten war effort. All right, Strelkov's in jail.